I'm not seeing the meeting, so can someone tell me what's going on?
Nothing yet. We're
Okay.
giving the applicant 5 more minutes to get here, just in case. And then I think we're going to get the ball rolling.
Oh, okay. So we do have a quorum. It's Ian, myself, um, Anthony, and Adrian.
Yes, and there's also Victor online.
Oh, okay. I don't see him.
He's if you click on participants at the bottom there,
Okay.
you're on your phone, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that makes it a little bit more complicated. But yes, there's also Victor,
All right. Well,
who
that's okay. That's all. Just one. No.
if you could unmute.
Okay, I think we're gonna get started for this meeting for, oh, Ian, there's actually, I noticed on the agenda, it says Wednesday, February 5th that you sent out.
I'll make sure that that's adjusted.
Okay,
Thank you for pointing that out.
yep. Should be March 5th. This is the Town of Boonton Historic Preservation Committee for Wednesday, March 5th, 2025 at 7:30, located in Boonton Town Hall. We're gonna do call to order and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We'll do a roll call.
Rob Salvo, absent. Anthony Scandariano,
Present.
Ian Brasto, present. Zeke Balin, absent. Patricia Butas,
Here,
Adrian Yoga,
Here.
Elliot Ruga, absent. Betty McGrath, absent. Victor Morvillo.
Here.
Great. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the January minutes.
This is Adrian, and I'll make a motion for the approval of the January minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to also make a motion to approve the February minutes.
I'll
this is,
second.
this is Patty. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. It looks like we only have one application for review today, which is a part of the neighborhood preservation program, for a base and matching grant of a total of grant money, a total of 15,000, for Boonton Coffee at 602 Main Street. Do you guys have for everybody online, the application?
I can share it. Apologies, I'm going to scroll to the top real fast.
Okay. I do want to note that the applicant is not present. So if we had any questions, guess we'll have to send them an
I
email or
think I just
heard
heard-
somebody just walk in. Maybe that was a false alarm.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, it seems like it's a matching grant for windows, to upgrade existing storefront windows, doors, and design. Obviously they have some pretty large windows that are currently there. And from the design, it looks like they want to add a canopy.
Yep. It's mentioned here in box 3.
Okay. And the applicant will be contributing 10,000 of their own money. I know the owner actually personally, so he owns the real estate and the business. From what I'm seeing on this application and the discussion with Ian here, it seems that it's not the usual application. It seems to be incomplete or missing some filled in sections.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it makes sense to try to reach out to the applicant to come to clarify any questions we have.
I think I wouldn't want to deny or anything like that, but we don't have enough information to really make an educated vote on it as it stands. We have a good rendering, which is
Yeah.
sometimes better than what we have had in the past.
Mhm.
But usually we also have paint swatches. This shows that it's Boonton Coffee is being painted. Currently the facade is entirely black.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's paint involved. And there's pretty major there's
The two
really no-
logos aren't there either. The two Bs.
Yeah, the 2 Bs.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll drive by on the way.
I think I remember seeing something. I might be misremembering. But for certain, we don't really have any specifications on the folding doors. When will they be open? And I don't see really any specifications or in the rendering for the canopy itself.
Are these windows meant to be ingress and egress, or are they just for, like when I think of Maxfields, they had like they were like doors, so you kind of walked in and out. This
Right.
looks like it wouldn't be safe to walk in and out.
And that was going to be another question I was going to ask them, was if it was going to be for ingress and egress, or if there's going to be a sort of kind of screen in the summer. Is this just for open air, or is this for, as you're stating, ingress and egress?
And
Yeah,
are there screens? I mean, I have to think too with for cleanliness like bugs, if
yeah.
you have, wide open and you're serving coffee, tea, there's honey, there's
Oh,
pastries, etc.
well,
So I don't know, is there
I don't
screens going to
know.
be in there?
Yeah, I don't know if screens are necessary. There are a lot of restaurants that do have these uh, open facades.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on Main Street, but in other towns that I've been to. So I don't think it's necessarily like a health code kind of thing or too big of a worry in terms of insects. But it is something that I would have liked to be able to ask the applicant, and I personally would not feel comfortable, especially also given the fact that we barely made quota, barely made quorum. I'm sure that others on the board would have questions as well.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, but I have a lot to say also. First of all, um, having been on this commission for 20-something years, this is a really incomplete application. There's a lot of vagueness to it. And if the applicant is not here, then we really can't approve anything. We can have discussion and we could ask them to come again next month. And it's a shame because you don't want to delay these kind of things from taking place. But that's a big problem, and we need to make that clearer with Patrick, and even Laura Perez with the applications when they do come in front of us. Secondly, I agree with Adrian about the screens. I have a lot of questions about. It sounds like they want to increase the size of the overhang, to cover, I guess, these look like they're going to be folding windows. Does anybody else have any other thoughts on that?
From what I see in number 4 on the application, it does seem that it's going to be an outdoor element. So, and I know the owner of this personally, and they're good people. But my opinion is they're also asking for $15,000. They should just be here to answer some questions. So I would have to agree with that, Patty.
The other question too is regarding the, coming in, coming and going, are they going to put bistro tables out there? Is that the plan? Because it's crooked. I mean, there's some out there now, but are they adding more? How far down will they go? Will they go down almost towards the boardwalk? Like, maybe it's to hear some live music or whatever, but I don't know that we know how we can approve this if we don't know more about the nature of the application, the things that they're looking to improve on the facade. And believe me, I'm all for it, but I need to know more. And I need to make sure that someone needs to make sure that it complies with the ordinances that we have on file. So I would probably move to table this till next month or until the applicant can be present or have a representative, at least on Zoom. So
Yeah. Anthony, you were saying something about the font.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else noticed.
Yeah.
The font on this rendering seems to be different from what's on Main Street.
It
So
is.
what's that? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But like if you look in closer to the application, it almost looks like it was just written on top of. It's
Yeah.
not actually a part of the rendering. I think it's just
Looks like Times New
to
Roman.
denote where their current is, but
Yeah.
that's another thing we would want to
Just
clarify.
want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would do something with such a simplistic font, given how much branding they have had
Yeah,
with.
Well, we can't guess. So
Exactly. We
I
can't.
would just say, at this point, if everyone else is in agreement, why don't we just table this until next month? And if we have questions in between, we can talk amongst ourselves in the Google chat.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Can we make a motion to do that exactly, but almost like can we reach out to them?
Yeah, so what I would suggest, actually, I'll make a motion to open up communications with the applicant between now and the next meeting so that they come prepared in the next meeting with all of the information or more information that we would need to make uh, an approval of releasing, or I guess we don't necessarily release the money itself. That's still part of the MPP process,
Mhm.
but moving it forward through the MPP process.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be my motion.
Okay. I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Let's see. Discussion, old business, new business, is there any other applicants like for next month?
We don't know the application
Don't know
for
yet.
next month
Okay.
until the Friday beforehand, which is why, one of the reasons why the agenda is one of the things that
Go out, yeah.
goes out pretty late. And that's just the nature of things because
Okay.
we try to see the applications as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And we keep that window open until as close to the meeting as possible.
Okay, all right. Any other discussion items?
Yes, actually, so I was taking a look at 707 Main Street. We last month, that's the lighting application for the cigarettes
Yes.
store. When I was looking at them, I was actually passing the street while they were installing the gooseneck lighting. It's not quite as we discussed in terms of the relation. It does hang a little bit down below where the actual lettering is, at least from my eyes when they were installing it. Maybe they adjusted it after I passed by.
Mhm.
But it also doesn't look like it's 10 feet from the bottom of the light fixture to the sidewalk. Again, this is just me eyeballing it, but I would like to reach out to Patrick to make sure that that distance is measured to fit with our ordinance.
Okay, makes sense.
I also want to observe at night to see if there's reflection on and glare.
I'll drive by tonight too,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
provide some feedback. Any other discussion points?
I don't have any.
No.
All right, move us to our town council report. This council member Balin is unfortunately not here. Anybody attend the town council meeting, the most recent one?
I did not.
I haven't either, no. Okay. All right, so we will likely discuss that next month, if anything to report. Any public comments? Anyone on Zoom? There's nobody in person at this time.
The only people on Zoom are people who are actively a part of the commission.
All right. It's a very short meeting.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that. This is Adrian.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.